everybody. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can create icons inside of Adobe Illustrator. So let's get started. So before we start or dive into this video, I just want to show you what are the icons that we're going to be building in today's video. So I'm just going to show my screen. And basically, this is the first one, which is a search icon. So basically, this is how it look. And let's get started. So I'm going to close all of that up. So the first thing that you basically need is going to be Adobe Illustrator itself. So if you don't have it installed, please do make sure that you install it from the Adobe website, okay? So I already have it installed, so I'm just going to click on it like so, and it should pop up splash screen like this, saying whatever it's doing. So right now it's installing plugins and doing all of that. So after you open it, this is how it should look. And if it's not looking like this, don't worry, we're going to make it the same. So the first thing that we will do is basically create a new project. So I'll do file and I'll hit new. You can also use the shortcut, which is going to be Control N. Next, what you will do is actually set the preset details. Over here it's the name. I'm going to set that to be like, search icon demo. Okay, and then the width and the height, right? Basically, we can set this to anything that we want. And for this tutorial, I'm going to be using pixels. And basically, I'm going to set its size to be 32 by 32. You can put in whatever size you want, but for now, I'm going to, insert that in. And then you'll need to hit create, which will actually create, your project. Okay, and then after that, this is how it should look. Okay. But if your, screen and all of this toolbar stuff, if it's not looking like this, then let me help you out. So whatever it says over here, right, that doesn't matter. Right now for me it's essentials, but I want to change it to be essentials classic, right? And then we can get all of this, top bar and all of this stuff. But right now, the tools, right? So these are lesser tools than it was before, but we want more tools, right? So for that, what we will do is just click on this edit toolbar button, and we will click on this list, and then we will select advanced. So this is going to give us, the advanced tools. Just click and it should be looking like this. Or if it's looking, like this, you can, if you want, you can click on this button and yeah, it's going to go into two columns. So now we're just going to get started in building our search icon. So the first thing that we actually want is actually going to be a circle for like the magnifying glass of our search icon. So for that, all you have to do is basically just keep clicking over here on this rectangle, or it can be anything else. For example, the ellipse tool, which is the circle, which we want. And the hotkey for that is actually L. So you can get that in a more quicker way. Now, what I want you to do is just draw out a basic circle. And if you basically want it to be perfect, a perfect circle, then just hold down Shift. And basically that's going to make it a perfect circle. And yeah, we can go with something like that. And you just hold down this little place where it says path, and then you just drag it. Okay, nice. But right now that, stroke, which is like the border, that's looking really thick, right? So for that, just click on it, go over to properties, and then set the stroke to be whatever you want. I'm going to set this to like 0.5, and that's automatically looking a lot better. And let me actually explain what's the difference between fill and stroke. Basically, the stroke is, the outline, okay? And basically how I zoomed in was I just held down Alt and then I started scrolling. That's how you zoom in. And then if you want to center the document, you can just hit Control 0. Basically, that'll center it. And I was actually saying that the stroke is the outline, right? So it's the black thing right over there. And we click on this, square or this box, we can select whatever color we want, right? So if I do white, then that's white, red, whatever. But in this case, I'm just going to leave that as black. And the fill is basically whatever it should, magnifying glass, it's what we're building, it should be filled with. If you put in like a black, boom, it's filled with black. If you put in like yellow, it's filled with yellow. But we don't want any kind of fill, so you will actually select this option which says none. You'll just select that and that's done. So we don't have any fill right now. Okay, I'm just gonna zoom in, and basically if you want to move through this document, there's a long way, which is to use that little scroll bar. And then the short way is actually to hold down your space bar and then move your cursor. And if you ever get lost somewhere else in the document, like how I am, I can't find it, then you can just hit Control 0 and that's gonna bring it back. Okay, nice. So now we've completed the magnifying glass. The next thing that we want is that handle which you hold it with. So for that, it's basically a simple tool which is going to be the line segment tool, which is like a fancy way of just saying line. And then for this, it's just basically a backslash as the hotkey. And I'm just going to click out of this. So for that, we'll use our black arrow. We'll click out of it. And the shortcut for that is V. And then we'll come back to our line segment tool, which is, of course, backslash. And then we will start drawing a line. And again, we'll hold down Shift so that our line is perfect. And you can put that at any size that you basically want. Now, I'm actually going to move it, to the center, like so. And I think it should be a little thicker than that. So for that, of course, we need to increase the stroke to whatever we want. So I'll just do 1 point, and that's how it looks. So this is basically a very simple, icon that we have created. And the reason I've not given it colors because we're going to be exporting this as an SVG. Okay. So if you're using it in your website, for example, you can give it a color through CSS itself. So that's why I've not given it any color over here. So now let me show you how you actually export your icons, right? So after you finish creating them, how do you export it? So for that, you just have to hit Control S or go to File, and then click Save or Save As. So I'm just gonna do Save As, and then I'm gonna just put this inside of my Downloads folder for now, and then I can do search icon demo.ai, and AI is just Adobe Illustrator file. So if you have not completed a project, you want to continue on like tomorrow, for example, then you'll just save your project. You're not exporting it, you're just saving it. So just save it on your disk, and then if you want, you can just open that up in Illustrator, the next day, then you can continue working on it. But for this example, we'll be exporting it as an SVG. You can also see the other options here. You can export them in that format. So I'm going to select SVG and let it be search icon demo, and then I'm going to hit save and then hit OK. You don't have to change anything. Now I'm just going to open up my Explorer and actually see if it came through. So downloads and boom, it's in here, right? So basically that's our, search icon SVG. Now if you want to export it as a PNG, right? So if you don't want SVG, you want to export it as a PNG, then it's pretty simple. Just do File and then select Export Selection, or actually just export and then export for screens like so. And basically just select artboards. For me it's default selected, and then just put in these options. So you don't have to bother about these right now, you just need to see these options down here, right? So it's just export to over here, so wherever you want to export it to, and I can leave it like that, export it under my images, and then you can open the location after you export it, that's okay. And then you can create subfolders if you want, where this artboard or this file will be stored, this PNG will be stored, and you can do all of that. For now, I'm just gonna click export artboard, click on it, and that's gonna open it up after we export it. And basically it's this one right here. So that's how it looks. So it's our little search icon there. So you can rename this to whatever you want. I'm just gonna set it to like search icon demo. That being said, we have actually completed, I've actually taught you how to create icons using Illustrator. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.